people hear the total debt, so we're at 31 trillion, I think today, and they freak out because that's a huge number.
It's the most we've ever had, for sure, right?
Yeah.
It's terrifying to people.
It is, but
Yeah.
let me change the perspective on this a little bit, because it's actually not that scary. So the real issue with our debt is the interest payments, right? That's like when it comes down to the wire, we got to make these payments. And when we think about the burden on society of the national debt, that's what we need to look at. And so if we look at the percentage of our total GDP, it's like all the output of our economy that we're giving away to this debt. In the 1990s, we paid 3.1% of our total GDP to service this debt. If you're watching this, you might be seeing a chart pop up on your screen. And it shows the total history of how this has gone since the debt ceiling started. So 3.1%, that's not that bad if you think about it.
You know, you wouldn't be shocked by it.
No,
right?
not at all.
Right.
Not at all. So this morning.
But it must be much higher now, right?
Gotta be, right? We're at $31 trillion. So I
Yeah.
polled the staff this morning, like, hey guys, what do you think it is today, percent of GDP? What do we get?
I mean, people thought 10 to 20% of our GDP, because it's 31 trillion, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It is currently 1.8%
Get out.
of our GDP. And here are our congressmen screaming, we gotta stop this, don't you know? I mean, hello? Like, why? Go ahead.
Because the economy grew a lot. The economy's been a juggernaut, and it's grown so big that the amount of debt is actually, and the paying the debt and supporting it and making the payments has become a much smaller piece of our overall pie.
Yeah. So when you put this into perspective, we're actually better off today than we were in the 90s.
But you're not going to hear that in the press.
I mean, I wouldn't watch that news.
We are going down. We're going down. The debt.
Right.
I mean, the debt. Let's clear it up. The debt is not a great thing.
Of course not.
You know, you don't want to be maxed out on your debt. No one wants to have their credit card maxed out. But it's not life or death.
Right.
Anywhere. No one's going to get freaked out that we're paying 1.5% or whatever it is, 1.8.
Right. I mean, what would happen? Like,
service.
We hit the ceiling and our interest rates double, so our payments double.
Yeah. Then we're at 3.5 or something percent. It's still sustained. In fact, we've been higher before in the 90s.
We sure have.
So we have precedent. We're not in a terrible situation. I think people would be. People watch our podcast a lot because they like to get different perspectives on things, right? And they learn things. Well, this is something you could take with you and talk to your friends about. We're not at the end of our rope. We're not going down because of our debt. It's high. It's higher than it's ever been, but so is the size of our economy.
Right.